News at 10. Ever thought about renting out your home during the football season? Well, think again, because it's illegal. We'll show you why. Plus,
complexes soon take over large spaces of vacant properties such as Wood Square. I'm Travis Lear, and I'll have the details coming up.
And coming up in home team weather, we're dry across the deep south, no rain to talk about. Also, Tropical Storm Debbie, now Tropical Depression, is weakening and moving east. What about our local forecast? And we'll look at the beach forecast. Weather is coming up.
Plus, find out which park in Hale County has made it to the top 25 of America's favorite parks. The News at 10 begins now.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10 with your award-winning news team. John Huddleston, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Good evening and thank you for joining us this evening. Well, we all know hotels in Tuscaloosa make a load of cash on game day weekends, and some of you might have thought about getting in on that payday by renting out your house to out-of-town Tide fans. Well, one company is offering a service to make that easier, but the city of Tuscaloosa leaders say not so fast. WVUA's Lindsay Price has more in tonight's top story.
You may have seen flyers like this one from Tuscaloosa Football Rentals or other groups hanging on your front door. But is renting out your home for game day weekend legal in the city of Tuscaloosa?
It's not permitted in dwelling units in the city of Tuscaloosa.
Director of Tuscaloosa Planning and Development Services, John McConnell, says the reason is because you're not allowed to operate a hotel in your neighborhood.
Zoning laws allow single-family dwellings to be used for what single-family dwellings are used for, to be occupied by a family.
Chief Operating Officer of Tuscaloosa Football Rentals, Mike Doyle, says they didn't know renting out your home was illegal, but it's the renter's responsibility to look up the laws.
We expect homeowners to kind of do their due diligence and make sure that, this is something they are allowed to do, take part in these rentals before they go posting on our website.
Although renting your home out on the weekend is illegal in the city of Tuscaloosa, why do advertisements like this one keep popping up?
Changing this law would be a positive thing. Allowing people to rent out their homes, take advantage of the properties that they already own, really allows them to make additional revenue right now. It brings additional revenue into town, and especially, with the economy as it is right now.
If you do rent out your home in the city of Tuscaloosa for a weekend, McConnell says it's a violation of zoning ordinances and it's a misdemeanor crime.
You'll have a court appearance, and it's up to the judge's discretion. She can issue a fine for every day that you violated the ordinance, and there's a certain amount of jail time that can be imposed as well.
McConnell says most people would not be happy about introducing a hotel use to a neighborhood, so the city of Tuscaloosa doesn't see any changes in sight. In Tuscaloosa, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
And McConnell says if you live outside of the Tuscaloosa city limits, the zoning laws do not apply to you. In other news tonight, Moundville is becoming a favorite among park goers, at least according to the early results of an ongoing competition. It's currently 25th in Coca-Cola's America's Favorite Parks contest. Right now, Moundville has received over 91,000 votes, and it's moved all the way up from 400th to 25th place in the past 3 weeks. The winner of the contest receives a $100,000 grant, second place gets $50,000, and third place wins $25,000. A random winner will also be picked from 4th through 25th place, and they'll get a $15,000 grant. But Moundville Director Bill Bomar says the park is worthy of being number one.
People enjoy the recreational aspects of the site. They like riding bicycles and walking on the trails and hiking, and I think that it has so much to offer that I think it's deserving of being America's favorite park.
To vote for Moundville Archaeological Park online, visit their Facebook page. You can vote more than once, and if you actually go to the park itself to cast your ballot, an extra 100,000 votes will be added automatically. Well, the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater's concert season is in full swing, and it is jam-packed with acts from country to pop and a whole lot more. Big names like Ringo Starr, Merle Haggard, B.B. King, Chicago, and Kool and the Gang, and Kelly Clarkson will be making stops in T-Town this summer. Amphitheater Director Wendy Riggs says the musical acts have been great for the city, and people seem to really enjoy the experience of live music. Riggs also says she hopes the rise in big names will continue in the years to come.
We're really excited because we're getting a good reputation with artists, with artist management. People are actually calling us now sometimes and saying we want to play your venue because we've heard about it. So I think it's something that's really helping the quality of life here in Tuscaloosa. We're really excited.
To find out more information about pricing and tour dates, you can visit at our website, WVUATV.com. Just click on numbers and links. Well, the lack of rain means it's great to have an outdoor concert. Not so much, though, when it comes to the heat. Let's get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, John. Good Tuesday evening to you. Still very mild tonight. This 10 o'clock hour, 80 degrees at the city of Tuscaloosa, 82 down in Mobile. We hit 101 this afternoon. How about that? Tuscaloosa actually being the hot spot. The rest of us in those middle 90s this afternoon to low 90s across the area. No rain to talk about, really, to cool things off. We're going to stay dry, I think, over the next several days. Also, hey, some good news. Tropical Storm Debbie is now tropical depression as it is weakening over the state of Florida. No issues around here with that storm system. We could use the rain to cool us off, but hey, it's not going to happen. We're talking 96, I think, by 4 o'clock. Some spots, some of the hot spots, like right here in Tuscaloosa, probably closer to 100, just like every other day out there. So hot, hazy conditions around. How about the rest of that forecast, though, and how hot it's going to get over your weekend? Weather is coming up.
All right, Richard, thank you. There is a debate brewing in Tuscaloosa over zoning ordinances. The mixed-use zones in Tuscaloosa's forward plan are intended to strike a balance between new businesses and new homes. But some residents have concerns over who will be allowed in the zones and who will be kept out. WVUA's Travis Leader with our story tonight.
The mixed-use zoning in the Tuscaloosa forward plan allows commercial and residential properties in the same area. The first property proposal at the former Wood Square Shopping Center is attempting to try that mixture out.
What's being proposed at Wood Square is a mixed-use development. About half of it would be residential housing, apartments. The other half would be commercial.
So what are some of the fears the neighborhood organizations have before the new brick is laid down on some of these big projects?
What people are really concerned about is the density of student housing. And so when we go to 4 unrelated people that can live together, so that makes the developments more attractive to, for student apartments.
Could we have a scenario where you had 100% apartments in an area where we would like to see commercial reinvestment?
That's the main concern coming from citizens and some council members. The projects committee decided to lower the number of unrelated people living in these zones down from 5 to 4 to help slow down that type of development, which McConnell believes will not flood the entire mixed-use zoning.
I don't think that would happen. I think there's too much capacity for commercial reinvestment in the area, and frankly, commerce needs rooftops or dollars to be spent.
But if there are signs of a student apartment overabundance, neighborhood groups feel assured city leaders will intervene.
If there is a need to reconsider and to impose some more restrictions or additional guidance, that's the city council is willing to consider that.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
WVUA spoke to the Wood Square property owner, Robert Burchalter. He says he has yet to disclose names of any commercial properties he plans to recruit on the site. We will keep you posted with any further developments. City leaders are trying to allocate $28 million in insurance money for buildings destroyed by the April 27th tornado. The destroyed Curry building will receive the bulk of the funds, $21 million to be exact. But Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox says he will outsource some government services to other buildings, so not all the eggs are in the same basket. The remaining money will go to the West and East Police precincts, as well as Fire Station number 4 and the Police Athletic League facility. Mayor Maddox says the city is still hoping additional funds come in.
The $28.5 million is what we're using as the baseline, and if we're able to secure grants in the future, that's a positive, but we're going to go forward and act as if we're not going to receive those grants, but we're going to continue to actively pursue them.
Some of the facilities that were in the Curry building included environmental services, city logistics, and emergency management. Maddox says the EMA building will also receive funding from the county and Northport governments. On your home team crime watch tonight, a Tuscaloosa man is recovering from a gunshot wound to the head. Police say they received an anonymous call this morning, leading them to the victim. According to Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit Captain Lloyd Baker, the victim was found in a backyard in the 3000 block of 20th Street. Baker said when police arrived, they found an 18-year-old man lying in the yard, shot in the head. He was taken to DCH Regional Medical Center. Later, 3 men turned themselves in to police, saying they were involved in a shooting. Baker says the man was trying to escape when the gun went off.
He was actually in the process of running away from the scene when he was shot. He ran a short distance and then he fell in the backyard of this residence.
Baker says the case remains under investigation. Big changes are coming to the Alabama Department of Mental Health. Commissioner Zelia Baugh announced her resignation today. The resignation will become effective Saturday. Baugh said in a statement, quote, "It has become increasingly apparent to me that my family priorities require most of my attention at this time," end quote. Baugh's tenure as commissioner was highlighted by money problems. Of course, all general fund agencies have been on rocky financial grounds since last year. She also announced the closing of the W.D. Partlow Developmental Center in Tuscaloosa. On your home team Health Watch night, testing for HIV. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is about to offer rapid tests at drugstores. Officials say the test will be in 24 cities and rural communities. The test involves a swab inside the mouth and results take about 20 minutes. Health officials estimate about 1.1 million Americans are infected with HIV, but as many as 20% don't know they carry the virus. Tomorrow is National HIV Testing Day. You can get a free and confidential test from the West Alabama AIDS Outreach Organization. It takes place at Monash Park on the Hackberry Lane in Tuscaloosa from 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock. And when WVUA News at 10 returns tonight, a mysterious campaign is popping up in various cities across the country. Find out why people are unhappy with this message. Also tonight, Division I college football is finally getting a playoff. Gary Harris will have all the details coming up a little bit later on in Alabama's Home Team Sports. We'll be right back.